Hear me. I know you're gonna dig this.
They'll put a second for one, and now they got the man trapped at third and tagging out. And 2nd and 2, handoff goes to McCaffrey up the middle, finds a little room, lot more room, and he's off to the races.
Welcome to the In the Zone Sports Talk Radio Network. You're listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show with your host, Kate Gates from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with the large heart. And your host, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida. Also co-hosting Murray E. Baskerville from Gotta Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. These are your hosts, bringing you the ultimate in sports news for the ultimate sports fan. Be sure to download the Try99 TV app on any smart device and subscribe to In the Zone Sports Talk Television. The cost is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support. Now sit back and prepare to get into another episode of the Just Us Sports Talk Show.
Hear me. I know you're gonna dig this.
What's up? What's up, everybody? Happy Monday, November 4th. November's here. The weather's getting cold outside. If you live up north, you know what I'm talking about. If you live in Tampa, you know that you don't get that cold down there. And this is the part of the year where Dana likes to brag about the weather in Tampa, St. Pete, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta ignore him because he tries to rub it in all the time about how good the weather gets. You know, as I'm getting older though, I was telling my wife, I said, I used to love summertime. I said, but the fall is nice right now. And I said to her, I don't know what changed in my life that made me want to like the fall, but it came to me in epiphany. It said, you got a granddaughter now that you get a chance to see. And I said, I'm just waiting for Christmas to come around. So I want Christmas to have here so my granddaughter can see all the things that Santa Claus leaves her underneath the tree. So that's why I guess I like fall right now. It probably won't change for a while, until she get older and she don't want toys and she don't want doll babies and she gonna be like, Pop, I want money. Pop, I want this Louis Vuitton bag or whatever the case may be. But like I said, whatever first grand wants, first grand gets. But welcome to the show, guys. Who we got out here today? Because we got a lot to talk about today. So we got Matthew, we got Mo, we got Rich, and we got Curry. Only person we missing is Dana. And I wonder if we missing Dana because Miami lost this week. Do we think that might be the possibility? But anyway, before we get into the show,
Which Miami lost? Oh, you talking about the Dolphins?
The Dolphins.
Yeah. About the Hurricanes.
Because the Hurricanes smashed Duke 51-35. It was a good game there for a minute. There. But we get into
was it?
It was 51-35 was the final score, I think. But before we get into our topics, everybody's gonna bring a topic to the show today because I want everybody to get an opportunity to talk. Since you guys don't get a chance to see them yet, we're trying to work on something to get this thing right. If me and Rich can ever hook up and get this thing right, we can get to see everybody's faces again. But
when you're free,
I will be free tomorrow night. Tomorrow night, I'm free.
You said that last week.
I know, but I think something came up, man. But I'm telling you, man, I'm so busy.
I'm home after 7.
I am so busy during the week, man. And tomorrow might be a good day because let me say this: make sure you go out and vote, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care who you vote for, just get out and vote because if you don't vote, it don't help. You know what I'm saying? Don't be a person that don't vote and then complains about who becomes the president and then complains about what they do, what they say, and how they run the country. Because if you don't vote, you have no voice. It's simple as that. and we'll get into that.
Not sure who you go for. I just say no State.
We'll get into that at the end of the show. But yeah, Rich, just send me a reminder tomorrow, and we can take care of that. We can definitely take care of that because we've been it's been too long. But what I
When
wanted
I'm leaving soccer, I'll text you.
okay, what I want to get into right now is about Penn State, and I made a post or somebody made a post about am I tired of Franklin and what's going on at Penn State, and I'm gonna say this to you. I've been a Penn State fan since I've been what 5, 6, 7 years old. Todd Blackledge and Chuck Facina, Capoletti. Actually, he was the reason. The reason why I started liking Penn State because my uncle went there to Penn State, so that's kind of why I liked him. That's the reason why I liked them. And it's weird. It really don't have anything to do about Black history, but the rest of my teams do. But my uncle went there to Penn State, so that's how I ended up liking Penn State. But the problem I'm having with Franklin right now is that you can beat everybody else, but you can't beat a ranked team. The game to me yesterday was so vanilla. They didn't do anything outside the ordinary. Like with the USC game, they did a couple of trick plays to win some games. Now I'm gonna say this, and you guys can think about this if you want to. You can let this marinate. Did they not? To me, because like if you watch the game at the goal line, they ran the ball up the middle 2 times, 3 times, and then they tried to throw the ball. Which made no sense to me because it's not like we was busting off runs here and there. I mean, they did no play action, no pass action, no run option play, nothing down the goal line. But I'm wondering if Franklin's sitting there saying, if we run the table, we're gonna still be in the playoffs. And if we get an opportunity to see them, now we can throw at them what we really want to throw at them, and it may be a completely different type of offense. I'm just thinking outside the box, and you guys can marinate on it if you want to, but that's my thought. But again, I'm tired of them losing to Ohio State. The game that we did win, it was a block field goal. I think we picked up running back for a touchdown and we ended up winning the game. The other games haven't really been that close. Like this probably was the closest game out of them all, but they just looked like they were running in mud for real. Ohio State wanted to
destroys you, business.
Running the ball up the middle. We had an opportunity to get the ball back, and they just ran the ball out. And then you had the quarterback from Ohio State. He was already pissed with Penn State because Penn State was his favorite team, and they didn't even recruit him at all. He had to go to Kansas, then come back from. He had to go to Kansas where Dorothy and Toto was, and Whirlwind brought him back to Ohio State, and he smashed Penn State. And to be honest with you, I'm not really impressed with Ohio State either, because as bad as Penn State played, and they up 10-0, they gave them 10 points, and they didn't take advantage of it. But Ohio State is not. They're not that good either. I just can't see neither one of them going to the national championship for real. I'm just saying. And they were talking about coaches who could coach the team better than him. There is coaches out there that can coach him. And I'm gonna give you guys something else to marinate. Cliff Kingsbury would come. He could come there and coach that team and bring some pizzazz, moraz, something to that team other than vanilla, chocolate, and strawberry ice cream. You know what I'm saying? He can bring a swirl in there and change things up. But the thing with Penn State fans and alumni is they want somebody in-house to coach that team. And I think it's time you get away from that. Even though Franklin's not from Penn State, but he always wanted to coach at Penn State. They gave him that 10-year contract because he wouldn't go by him going to USC. I'm like, look, if he wants to go to USC, let him go to USC. I would be a little bit upset about it. I mean, because me and him talked one time. He said his dream job was to coach at Penn State. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just saying that he's had offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator. They come in, they do well, and they leave. So what is going on here? Why is everybody making this a pit stop to go somewhere else and coach, and then coach better to the next stop you go to, even if you're going there as a head coach? So that was just my rant about Penn State. Go ahead, Rich.
You go to Penn State to learn how to run the ball.
I don't disagree.
Simple as that.
I don't disagree with that. But what about the defensive coordinators that left and went somewhere else?
I mean, wasn't Penn State linebacker you for a little bit?
Yeah.
And then Michigan kind of took that over.
Well, the linebacker U and running back U, that's what they were known for, running backs and linebackers. And pretty much offensive line. The Penn State, their running backs were up there for a while.
Before Saquon, the last good Penn State James Conner. And then before him was Kurt Warner.
You had Larry Johnson that went to Kansas
City. Larry Johnson was a bust.
No, I don't think Larry Johnson was a bust.
Carter was a bust.
Larry Johnson was a bust. I don't think Larry Johnson was a bust.
He was a bust. He played 5 seasons.
I know but he had some.
That's the average. The average running back had 4 years.
He had some serious. He had some
So,
serious
okay, I'm
injuries.
sorry. He's average.
He had some serious injuries, but Larry Johnson had some serious injuries. I think that caused his years in the NFL. Ja'Kai Carter, he told Cincinnati. Kajana Carter told Cincinnati not to draft him. He said, "I don't like playing on AstroTurf. I need to play on grass." He got out there and tore his knee up.
Oh, not blaming for that.
And that was. All right, we can't all talk. We all can't.
That's why the NFL messed up like it is now.
But I'm just saying, he told Cincinnati not to draft him. He said, "I don't like playing on AstroTurf." He said, "I'd rather play on grass." And I guess he knew something. You know what I'm saying? But you go back and you look at and see, I'm older than you, so I remember Franco Harris, I remember Lydell Mitchell, John Campbelletti. I remember all those guys that were Chuck Frisina, Rocky Blyer. I think did Rocky go to Penn State? He did.
They were before Kurt Warner.
Right, but what I'm saying is that when I was growing up, it was all the running backs were high commodity in the NFL along with the linebackers. You know what I'm saying? It's just.
Wait, wasn't Todd Blackledge a top pick?
I can't remember if he was or wasn't. I can't remember.
Because he was a bum too.
The quarterbacks that came out of Penn State really wasn't that really haven't been that good in a while. And actually, I think the best. To me, the best.
Kerry Collins was probably the best.
I was going to say Kerry Collins.
And that's not saying much.
Kerry Collins probably was the best one. He got he got North Carolina. He got the Carolina Panthers. Did he play in the Super Bowl with them? No.
I think they did. I think they went to the NFC Championship
game.
Jacksonville.
Yeah.
Not Jacksonville. I'm sorry. I don't think they made the Super Bowl that year.
Yeah, and now the rest of
that was the same year that Jacksonville made it to the AFC
Championship game. Yeah. And that's when
Carolina Panthers went to 2 Super Bowls. The first quarterback was Jake Delhomme, and the other one was Cam Newton.
Okay, Jake Delhomme. Yeah, because Jake Delhomme came out of the arena football, right? When he started arena football, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh no. I think he sounds like an LSU guy.
I think he came out of there because that's the same time they were talking about the same thing with Jake Delhomme and Kurt Warner. Both of them came out to USFL. They was talking about that being a high commodity the arena football league. Guys coming out there because they can throw the ball in a low type. Yes, sir.
So he started out in the NFL, but then he went into the USFL overseas. And then he came back into the NFL.
That you talking about Jake Delhomme?
Yep.
Okay. But anyways, though, the problem I'm having is they're saying that he's a good recruiter. I'm like, y'all let the best recruiter leave was Larry Johnson, who's in Ohio State right now. The offensive lineman, he was the best recruiter that Penn State had, and they want to keep him around because he's part of Joe Paterno's brotherhood, But again, I'm getting sick and tired of them playing. They just, oh man. it was just frustrating, man, to see them lose like that. But again, like I said, they're numbers. They're 6. I felt they was gonna drop to 10. And y'all guys are telling me no, they're gonna probably be in the top 6, top 7. I was like, okay. So I mean, and the thing about it, if they can walk the walk for the rest of the season, um, I don't know if Penn State and Ohio State they don't have a division no more, if I'm not mistaken. So they're all the teams. So the top 2 teams will probably play for the Big Ten conference game. And Indiana's not playing too bad either. If I'm not mistaken, I think Indiana won this weekend as well. So Penn State got some work to do because Indiana they're not at number 8 right now, and I think Penn State has Indiana, and I think that's the toughest game on the schedule if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so again, guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna start off with Matthew, because you guys had a lot of topics in the chat room, and I got work a little late, and so I couldn't put everything in there. So now everybody gonna get an opportunity to talk about their topic, unless you guys want to talk about pro football first, and then we go into the topics. It's left up to you guys how y'all want to do this.
You know the pro football first.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So NFL football, when another coach got fired this weekend. The Saints fired the coach. Okay.
Yeah.
And it kind of comes to a surprise to me. Did we all think he was gonna make it out last year? We didn't, but they playing. When you lose your starting quarterback, and the guy you have as your backup quarterback is just not that dude. Why don't you get a grace? Why is it not a grace period in the situation of coaches being fired? I'm just trying to make it. I'm just trying to understand. Now, granted that we as fans put a lot of pressures on the owners, but at the end of the day, we're still going to see our team play because the Browns suck really bad, right? But if somebody say to me, I got tickets for you to go see the Browns play the Baltimore, I'm probably not going to go because I know how the fans in Baltimore can act. But if I was close to Cleveland and somebody gave me tickets, I would probably go to the game regardless of what the record is, because I've never been a fan. I was never a fan of them as far as the record was concerned. I was a fan of them because of the black history that they had. But at the same token, I still want to see them win. But with the Saints, I'm kind of curious. Could we see a Bill Belichick in New Orleans? He's playing inside. No bad weather for 8 games, depending on what the schedule looks like, guys. I don't know. What's your thoughts on Dennis Allen being fired?
That's a possibility.
Let me ask you guys a question. Is that by far, talent wise, the best team that he could go to right now, as far as talent wise? Not all. You can't. You don't.
I don't understand your question.
The question was since Allen got fired, it's been rumors that might be the next stop for Bill Belichick. So my thing to you guys was, I mean, the good thing about it is he plays in a conference where, if you look at the conference, they're not they're not the stands, but their conference that they play in. Okay, they play Atlanta, Tampa, Carolina, and Saints, all in warm weather climate places, right? Atlanta's in the dome,
right?
Saints they have 8 games plus the Saints game. That's 9 games. I mean, the Falcons game. That's 9 games in the dome, depending on who they were to play after that. But you got Tampa, who got decent weather. You got Carolina, got decent weather. So within the division, the 8 games they play, they're going to be in great weather unless Tampa gets like a really bad really bad rain there. But other than that,
yeah.
And my question, Curry, was, do you think that's one of the most attractive teams to go to if you're Bill Belichick? right now. We can look at it and we can go down the line to other teams, but right now, do you think that's the most attractive team to go to?
No,
Okay. Okay.
no,
Okay.
Probably not.
Okay.
I don't even want to bring him out of retirement for that.
So
Especially,
go ahead.
especially if you don't think that you're going to keep him. Like, there's other coaches that are going to be younger, that are going to be hungrier, that are going to want that job.
But let me ask you a question though. He wants that winning record, and he could probably get it with he probably could get it with the Saints. And so my question to you guys is right here.
I don't know
If Belichick were to go to the Saints,
I don't think so either.
do you think there would be players that would want to go down and play for him?
no. Belichick, that ship doesn't sail.
You think so?
And let me say this: Bill Belichick does not want to go anywhere where he got to start over again. Now, if he can go somewhere like Dallas, where pieces are in place,
okay,
and he can go and chase that record that you just talked about. He definitely wants Don Shula's record. He don't care about Super Bowls. He's got enough for him. He got enough rings. He can share with me and you. But the only thing he wants to do is get what you just said earlier. He wants to get that the all-time winning record. He's not going to get that in New Orleans. That division won't even get you 10 wins in most years.
Okay, so let's look now. Eberflus' name has been brought up as being fired as well. And they said the leash is really short on him. If in Chicago look, you're 4-4, and you're in last place, but you're 4-4, right? Which is a decent record to be 8 games in. We saw they struggled with their offense earlier part of the season, but now their offense is kind of working its way to being pretty good. Would Belichick be a good fit for Chicago? Look at the pieces you have.
Nope.
Okay.
Ben Johnson comes to mind for Chicago for me.
Say that again.
Ben Johnson comes to mind for Chicago for me.
Okay.
He leaves Detroit and goes to Chicago.
Okay.
Chicago needs somebody fresh. They need somebody that's that guy from Detroit, that offensive coordinator. That would be the good fit for him.
Yes, Ben Johnson. Yeah.
I can't let my offensive coordinator go to a team in my division. I'm making him my assistant head coach, and I'm giving him a raise. I just can't do it.
You can't stop it though. You can't pay him what the head coach is gonna make.
Well, no, but the thing about it is, if I make you assistant head coach and give you a raise, and you know the potential that we have, winning. Let's say. So let's ask a question to you, Curry. The Detroit Lions, if they don't win, if they don't get Super Bowl this year, do you think the window closes?
Well, anytime you don't get there, you win the coach. If you don't do anything, now if you do something, make some kind of splash in the free agency, or do something that to pick up where you may be falling short.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yes, the window would close because these other teams are going to be getting better if you don't do anything.
Okay.
But back to that Ben Johnson guy, I think if he was to go somewhere, he got him a quarterback already in Chicago. And another thing, there is 32 jobs as head coaches, so he's not turning that down, man, because these coaches getting these 6-year deals. And if you do get fired in 2 years, so what? You set for life.
Okay.
Bingo.
So we know that Jets is looking for a coach because they fired a coach. Miami, there's been talk about you.
Overhaul.
they talked about Miami's head coach maybe getting on the hot seat. Would that be a place for Belichick to go? He's not going to the Jets. He's already said he has no interest in going to the Jets. So Miami would be a team if they were. I mean, they talking about
Absolutely not.
firing their coach. Okay.
No, sir. No, sir. He would not. He would never be a coach in Miami because, trust me, Don Shula was the one that labeled him Belichick.
Some of you guys think that Zach could be fired from Cincinnati. And some people think that Stefanski is going to get fired from Cleveland. I don't think he's going to get fired from Cleveland because, again, that quarterback was not his decision to make. That was a head coach's decision. I mean, the owner's decision. Jacksonville. What about Jacksonville? Could that be a spot for him?
That could be.
Okay. What about the Chargers? You think they believe in my man? They're 2-7. They have.
They just want to get rid of him.
They're the second in points differential behind the Carolina Panthers. They're minus 83 in points scored. I don't think he's gonna last. I don't think he's gonna be there next year.
What team?
The Vegas Raiders.
That's not the Chargers.
The Chargers. The Chargers. I mean, excuse me, the Raiders.
The Raiders. He might get fired.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, because Mark, the Davis family's weird. The team that makes the most money.
I think all the coaches in
the Patriots.
Nah, I don't think the Patriots are gonna fire my man yet. I don't think they.
Not yet.
Wait a minute, did they win yesterday or they lost? They lost. It was in overtime.
They lost.
Okay, so you go up to NFC West. I mean NFC East. Only team in there that we think might be coach get fired is Dallas. I don't think the Giants coach gets fired because I think they're playing good football. They had an opportunity to beat Washington yesterday, but it just didn't happen that way. Everybody in the NFC North. Would you say, Lou?
2-6. How did they continue to get?
Well, because the simple fact that they're in games. They're not losing. They're not getting blown out per se. They're in games now. Even though it's a divisional game, it was 27-22 or something like that. So they had their opportunities.
Yeah.
So I think that he probably gets the
chance. Yeah, I'm tired of the GM.
NFC North, we did bring up Chicago. We brought up Carolina. We brought up the Saints. NFC West, everybody looks solid right now with their coaching staff. I don't see nobody getting fired. Yeah. Even if 49ers don't make the playoffs or don't win the division, they had massive injuries on that team, and so I think you stick what you have. So we're looking at Belichick going anywhere. Your Dallas Cowboys, I tell you what, man, the social media is eating these guys alive right now. They say they got more guys with podcasts than they are. They say got more guys on defense with podcasts than they making tackles. They said,
yeah, that's the problem.
Then you got Dak saying the team sucks. McCarthy's probably out of there. He's 3-5.
Better.
I wouldn't be surprised if McCarthy ends up with the Saints. I'm just saying. Because he's not. Listen, he's not a bad coach. And the only reason why he got fired from Green Bay because him and Aaron Rodgers just didn't get along. And they say, well, we'll fire the coach before we get rid of you. You know what I'm saying? And they're both not in there. So the Cowboys is, oh my goodness, I'm like,
not only that,
they're saying that next year that Dak and CeeDee Lamb will eat up 47% of their salary. That's a lot with two players. Dak is guaranteed $90 million next year. Why did the Dallas Cowboys not go after Dick Henry for one? Two, why they bring Ezekiel Elliott back? And three, if you're gonna throw all your chips in the table, in the center of the table, why not go out with a bang? Why not why not trade for somebody that's going to help this team out at the running back spot? Why not trade to get you get you a better offensive line? Now you got Dak, who's got hamstrings. He popped his hamstring or whatever. He's going to be out for a while. And you got CeeDee Lamb, who has a shoulder issue, who might be out for a while. So this is all going downhill really fast.
And then you got Micah.
And the thing about it is, at 3-5, if Dallas plays next? Let's look at. They play the Eagles, at home. They got the Eagles, the Texans, they got the Commanders, they got three teams that got winning records. They got the Giants, the Bengals, the Panthers, Buccaneers, Eagles, and Washington again. So out of the games remaining, they have 1, 2. They got two teams that don't have to worry about being in the playoffs. The rest of the teams will play. They could have playoff implications on them games. And I'm gonna say this: I like Dak. I really do like Dak. I think he's a good dude, and he's played hurt before. And you can't blame everything on Dak. You can't, because Dak don't play defense. He plays offense. Now, if he threw a pick six, that's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? But I don't feel sorry for the Dallas Cowboy fans because they're always talking trash. You know, like me and Mo just say all the time. Every season, Dallas Cowboy fans think their team going to Super Bowl no matter what they got. You know, now, guys, granted, the salary cap goes up next year, but they got 46% to 47% of the money goes to CeeDee Lamb and Dak. And you know they're already talking about putting a cap on the NFL quarterbacks that they can't go past a certain amount of money, which is gonna happen really, really soon. Trust and believe me, the next bargaining agreement, they may bring it up, or they may even bring it up before then, because what's happening, guys, is you're paying your quarterback all this money, and now you can't fulfill the rest of your team with guys that started. You go back, you look at it. Okay, well, we can't go past. We gotta let this guy go because we can't afford to get him. We gotta let this guy go by because we can't afford to get him. Now, what Dak should have did, or what the Cowboys should have did, they should went to Dak and said, "Yo, I'm gonna offer you this money, but I need you to defer some of it on the back end. It's guaranteed money, but you got to defer it to the back end. You know, because Aaron Donald got a huge contract and he deferred his money to the back end so that they can bring in players that they can bring in players that can help the team out. And again, I don't know, guys. I mean, I'm just looking at this thing, and I don't know if the Cowboys can turn this thing around or not, because it's getting real ugly right now. They got 3 losses in a row.
Probably not.
And they're looking to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the top 5 as far as the draft picks is concerned. Now, if I'm Dallas and I'm in the top 5, I'm not looking to bring a rookie in there because I'm depending on who the coach is. Let's say that depending on the coach is, I'm not really looking to bring in a draft unless it's an offensive tackle, offensive lineman. That's a guarantee. He's going to start. We need that dude, right? We need that dude. But anybody else, I'm looking to move that pick to get other picks or to get certain players that can help the team out. Because, I mean, let's really think about it. Dallas may be, 2, 3 players away from being really, really good. You know what I'm saying? Anybody disagree with that?
At least 2.
Okay. I'm just saying.
And the big problem with the Dallas Cowboys right now is they can't run the ball and they can't stop the run. And that right there is master right there. Because if I'm not mistaken, the Dallas Cowboys they are probably dead last in rush close to it because you asked why they brought back 15. Why they brought him Zeke. I asked that question too. But if you're gonna do anything, you weren't gonna bring in Derrick Henry. At least get Pollard.
And you know what, Pallett didn't even, I don't even think Pallett even talked to them about about a contract. He was out there so fast. I ain't never seen nobody leave.
They didn't talk to him.
I don't see defense. I don't see I ain't never seen nobody leave a city so fast before in my life. So if we look at defensively, Cowboys are rushing, they're giving up 217. Passing, they're giving up 147. Total points is 225, and they average 20 points per game that they're giving up. So they're right in the middle because you got a bunch of teams tied at 9, you got a bunch of teams tied at 8. So that's crazy though. It's crazy how. And the thing about it is though, again, we all agree that Jerry Jones is the reason for the season. And just let your son step in and do what he does, man, and just sit back and enjoy it because I guarantee you, if his son takes over, they're going to be a better team, right? Because he's not thinking pocketbook wise; he's thinking this is how we got to spend money to win. As simple as that, you know. They're like I said, I think there's 3-4 players away from being a very very good team, but at this point in time, 3 and 5, are you gonna be sellers? You're not gonna be buyers because you don't know who's coming in as the next head coach. You know,
Definitely a seller.
so I just wanted to touch on that real quick. All right, so let's go ahead and let's knock out Matthew. What's on? What topic you want to talk about today?
Yeah, I want to talk about updates going on in the FCS, which is the opposite of the FBS, but still Division One. So we got a lot of updates. Biggest one this week was that currently the FCS Playoff Commission is eventually going to allow the Ivy League to do a vote to allow essentially the Ivy League conference to join the FCS playoffs for the first time ever.
So we're talking about Yale and Harvard and them, right?
Yep, Harvard, Columbia, DeMar, where the smart kids go.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, they weren't allowed in the playoffs other than college basketball if they won their tournament. Because in college basketball, every team is an FBS unless you're in Division Two. So in the wintertime, you'll have your FBS schools would be like 380 schools because they'll call your FCS with your FBS. But this would be a big turnout for the Ivy League if they do allow the Ivy League to do its vote to allow these teams to potentially get to the playoffs. In the FCS, there are a 24-team playoff, which will likely come in the FBS down the road, but not right now. But it'll be very interesting. And the other thing is we got the update on the teams that potentially going to the FBS. It's been going back and forth. There's been leaked rumors or potentially true articles from third source that state that the athletic commissioners from Montana State, South Dakota State, and North Dakota State signed off on paperwork for the approval to the FBS, but we'll have to wait until after the SCS playoffs are done or after March Madness to see what happens if it is true, if these 4 teams decide to go into the FBS playoffs. And then this week, they released the top 10 teams in the month of October. And those top teams go from Montana at 10, UIW at 9, Mercer at 8, Idaho at 7, Southeast Missouri State at 6, UC Davis at 5, South Dakota at 4, South Dakota State at 3, number 2, Montana State, who's the only undefeated team in the FCS, and number 1 is North Dakota State, which has Trey Lance's brother, Bryce Lance, who had a fantastic performance last Saturday. He had 1 receiving touchdown, and I believe he had over 100 receiving yards. As he actually made it on the Sports Center's top 10
heck of a catch.
for the one team's quarterback catch. When I seen that live, I went jumping up and down on the floor. I'm like, there's no way he caught that. And in college, you don't really see that many one-hand catches like that. And currently, North Dakota State, they're 9-1. They'll be on the bye week, and then they'll play Missouri State before they go on the road to South Dakota.
So Matthew, I'm looking at the standings right now. I see Harvard at 25. They're 6-1. William and Mary 6-3. Let's see here. Those are they're Duquesne 6-2. All right, they're in the top 25. I'm also looking at AFCA Division II coaches poll. And I see Valdosta State as 8-0, Prairie State is 8-1, and Kutztown, that's the school that I was supposed to have went to college to play basketball for. They're 9-0. I see Slippery Rock from Pennsylvania 7-1 in there. I've seen California, PA. They're 7-1 in there. There's been some young people from California that got California, PA that got into it that they've been drafted in the NFL. So this whole changing the guards thing is going to be really, really nice, man. And to add those teams in, should be really interesting, man. It really should be. Anybody got any questions for Matthew?
No.
Okay. Rich.
Real quick.
Go ahead.
Trivia question. Which college did Cam Ward started at?
The quarterback for Ohio. Quarterback from Miami.
Yep.
I don't know. If I had to guess, it would probably be. Let's see, Miami. He's in Miami, so I'm gonna say Jackson State.
You're kind of close, but so before he was at Washington State, he was at the University of UIW Incarnate World Cardinals football for 2 seasons before going to Washington State for a season.
Where's the other school located at?
That school is located in San Antonio.
Okay.
Yeah. They're out of the Southland Conference.
Okay. Man, so many places you can go play football right now is unreal. It is totally unreal. Okay. Any other questions, guys? And I think Rich, you were up next, right?
It doesn't matter. I just wanted to see what everybody thought about the Cavs. I mean, we got a lot to say about the Celtics, but the Cavs is a serious problem.
They are the Cavs.
They can stay healthy.
The Cavs are. I'm gonna let Mo. You want to speak on that?
Okay, yeah, I'm undefeated. I mean, they look good so far. I mean, all that really matters is can they stay healthy? If they shown they can't. Yeah. I mean, that's what I said. If they're healthy, the Cavs are a problem. Like, I'm looking at what? But what? You're healthy. No, you're lying. I'm not. No. I was going to say something. I'm looking at the good. I do like the kid, the new kid, Wade. I can't think of his name, but he's saying this was D Wade. I can't think of his first name. Dylan Wade, maybe. Dean Wade. Dean Wade.
Dean Wade.
He's actually been an addition I didn't expect. Allen and Mobley are going to be who they are. Allen is not concerned on being healthy. If he's not healthy, they have a chance. Mobley can't play the middle. Outside of that, the bench can probably use a couple upgrades, but like here and there, I think that they're going to be up this year. I think the Sixers are going to fold.
I look at their schedule. They start out with the Raptors. They beat them 136 to 106. They beat Pistons 113 to 101. They beat the Wizards 135 116. They beat the Knicks was 110 to 104, but they were in New York. That's a signature game for me because I was measuring. I measured the Knicks as probably being a top contender that could, if anybody could beat the Celtics off, it would be the Knicks, right? And then they beat the Lakers. They beat the Lake. They broke the brakes off for them. 134 to 110. Came back and beat the Magics 120 to 109. And I think Paul Kara got hurt, so he might be out for a while. The Bucks game at Milwaukee, that game could have went either way. And they play the Bucks again tonight. So that should be a get back game. But yeah, the Cavs, I think they're ready to go. The thing about it is, if Donovan can stay healthy, and I think a lot of teams learned from last year about this load management thing because you can't just turn that on at the end of the season. You know what I'm saying? You have to be able to play through that, through the injury, or you got to build your team up to be prepared to play without that guy. And you saw what happened, even with you take the Pelicans with Williamson. I mean, that dude hadn't played a 40-minute game since he probably been in the league. And in the playoff game, they needed him to play that, and he ran out of gas and he hurt himself. You know, so you can't your body can only take so much, and you can't just get out there and think that your body's going to react the way it's supposed to act and play that type of minutes. With Donovan, he's definitely have to play to keep the head above water. But I think the way you beat the Cavs, you got to make him play defense because he's not really a defensive stopper. You know, he can play decent defense, but he's not that dude. I really do like Garland. Um, I think he's the one that make that team really go because of all the things he can do with the basketball. He's younger, so he's right there as far he's fundamentally sound with the ball. He plays pretty good defense, but the backcourt is really nice too. So Cleveland's gonna be that team if they keep doing what they're doing, they're gonna be that team. And coming up, you got them playing the Bucks tonight. They got to play the Warriors without Steph Curry. There's still now there's rumors about them making a trade to get Jimmy Butler. The Nets, they're at the Bulls, they're at the Sixers. They play the Bulls again. They play the Hornets. Then they come play the Celtics. On 11/19, that's on TNT. That might be the game that they want that everybody's looking forward to seeing, especially if they can stay undefeated at that point. And I don't really see a team.
Curry might be back tonight.
Who'd you say?
Curry might be back tonight.
Oh, okay. And so, if they don't lose to the Bucks tonight, I think they make a run. I think they can beat the Pelicans. Well, the Pelicans are pretty good too. But the Warriors, the Nets, the Bulls, the Sixers, the Bulls, the Hornets, they can. Let me see. That make they're 7-0 right now. They get past the Bucks. They make them 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. They come into Boston 15-0. That might be a good game.
The Cavs are winning the division. There's one guy for the Cavs. If Evan Mobley ever starts taking 20 shots, and starts averaging 25, they'll be on. You're not gonna be able to stop him. I agree.
But you know
the boy is just not. He's not a killer.
But the thing about it is, though, is if he takes that
he
many
has
shots,
to be fed the ball.
Yeah, if he takes that,
he has to request the ball.
If he takes
I disagree.
But the thing about it is, if he takes that many shots, he's taking the shots away from somebody else. So who's gonna sacrifice taking those shots? If Mobley
Garland has to. Yes, Garland has to.
I don't know.
He has to. In order for them to win inside outside with Mitchell and Mobley, they can take this thing the whole way to the Eastern Conference Finals.
I don't know about that. I think Garland needs to have that ball in his hand. As much as Donovan, but I'm gonna say this too. You look at their play at the guard spot. They're both 6. Is Garland 6? Is Garland 6'2", 6'3"? Because he's not
something like that.
Yeah. So I think that's gonna hurt them going down the line because they're so small at the guard spot. 6'1". So you take them, you take them and put them in the post, or you make them play defense at 6'1", 6'5". That's going to really hurt them. And I think that's why the Knicks kind of faded away from getting Donovan, because you put him and Brunson together, their front court is really small, 6'2", 6'5". You know, and if you look at it, the front court is probably averaging right around 6'6", maybe 6'5", 6'6" front court. Point guard and shooting guard, maybe. So I think that might be the downfall in the long run. But again, like Curry, Rich said, or Mo said about their bench, the bench has to come through and score some points for them. That's definitely a must for them.
Yeah. You know who's on their bench?
If you look at who's that?
He took the ball for 6 1 year.
He played for
Tristan Thompson.
Oh yeah, come on. He was about like 3 years.
Yeah.
That's like Cleveland goes 15-0.
And if you look
at they play against Boston, that's going to be the storyline. Like Tristan Thompson played for the Celtics back in Cleveland.
That is so much story about Tristan Thompson. Yeah, nobody cares. Man, even Mr. Thompson. You don't even hear him mention even about him anymore. Yeah, and if it's, I think he dated like two of them.
Gee, that's really messed up.
Yeah, he's finished.
So
He's Ryan Scalabrine. He's sitting at the end of the bench.
Donovan's averaging like 24 points. Jared is averaging 11 rebounds, and Garland's averaging 6.6 assists. Donovan's averaging almost 2 steals, and Mobley's averaging like almost 2 blocks a game.
Oh, wait a minute. They say Jared Allen is only 6'9". His afro was 5 inches.
They said Jared Allen's only what?
6'9".
No, he gotta be taller than that.
Yeah, that was a baller.
They got him at
He has not been walling. That dude got to be 7
They say 6'9", 243. That's a lot of weight for a 6'9" guy, for real. 243.
Yeah,
that's a lot of weight for.
He's a baller.
That's a lot of weight for a guy.
That dude ain't 6'9". That's messed up.
I think he's taller than that.
His afro got to be 5 inches.
So Cleveland is really. I mean, Cleveland's balling, right? We look at the Cleveland balling.
They are absolutely.
Out west, Oklahoma's undefeated. Phoenix is 5-1. Golden State's 5-1. Dallas is 4-2. Los Angeles is 4-2. Memphis is 4-3. Sacramento, San Antonio, Houston, Nuggets. Man, I'm gonna say this. I think the Spurs take a step back. Oh, before we go on, man, say a prayer for Popovich. He's sick. They don't know what's wrong with him, but they said it might be indefinite. So make sure you say a prayer for him as well, because we don't know what's going on with him. So okay, we got Sacramento 3-3, San Antonio 3-3, Houston 3-3, Nuggets 3-3. San Antonio and the Houston Rockets. No, they're. I'm gonna say this. They're not surprising nobody no more. Houston played really good basketball last year. Okay, almost had opportunity to make it in the playoffs, but they didn't get quite there. So nobody's going to be afraid of them. Nobody's going to just take them lightly. Same thing with the Spurs. Minnesota Timberwolves. Everybody kept saying it's a fair trade. I don't see it. They're 3-3 right now. They're 3-3. Pelicans are 3-4. I'm just trying to figure them out. The Clippers, they're a mess. They're a mess. Utah is 0-6. This is crazy because they do got talent out there. What is he? Yo, he got. Oh my goodness, the dude flag written all over his name. Danny Ainge is a smart dude, man. I'm gonna tell you this right now. He's a smart dude, and they know that flag is only going to be there for 1 year, and possibility they could get him to come to Utah under Danny Ainge. That would be a brilliant move because they're saying this guy's the next. He's like Larry Bird 2.0, but he's this tall guy. So Utah is 0-6. I didn't know Utah was 0-6. A lot of teams are picking Phoenix to come out the West. I still don't believe it. They still got to play. To me, they got to prove they can play some defense. They're +4 in differential, 113 and 109. So if you look at that games they play, and you take 2 to 3 possessions and just play hard defense, or just don't turn the ball over, you have an opportunity to win that game. Again, Golden State was talking about.
Now I did hear something about Oklahoma on what they might do.
What's that?
This came out earlier today, and I'll just agree. You just have to wait and see how Milwaukee does. But there's talks right now between the Thunder and Milwaukee to where Thunder have enough draft picks to where they don't have to get rid of anyone per se if they want, but they can pick up Giannis just for draft picks.
Giannis to where? Giannis to the Thunder, you said?
Oklahoma.
To Oklahoma Thunder for draft picks? I don't know.
Yep. Oklahoma, they have the most draft picks in the league the next 5 years.
They are not giving him love without a young superstar.
Hey Mo, can you look up the salary cap where Oklahoma is on salary cap? Because that's a lot.
Why are you doing that? Can you tell everybody who's the worst 2 teams in the East?
the worst two teams in the East. Oh, uh, oh my Philadelphia 76ers and the Milwaukee Bucks. Yo, why are you looking it up? But okay, so Giannis going to or Oklahoma City Thunder. That would be a tough move. They do got draft picks, but I think they want more than draft picks coming back because Oklahoma ain't gonna. I mean, Milwaukee ain't gonna be 1-5 forever. And and the reason why I don't think that
They're going to be 1-5 for quite a while.
the reason why I don't think that's going to happen is because they brought Dame Lillard there, and they would not trade Giannis for some draft picks. And Dame's there, Dame would be really really mad and really be pissed off for him to come there to see Giannis leave and go somewhere else.
He plays zero defense.
Well, they knew that when they got him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Well, then you get really honest. You get your draft pick. You move Dame at the end of the season. Middleton can retire. Like, they can blow that up.
And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. So let's talk about where do you send Dame?
Wherever he wants to go.
But if you
wherever, I mean, you can get out of here because you play zero defense. You go send him to Miami.
Do you send him to Miami?
That's a good place.
But what are you gonna get back for him? Because they don't have no high draft picks. But we know that's what he wanted.
He plays defense. You can get him for free.
But see, the thing about it is, what you got to realize though, if he goes to Miami, he don't have to play defense because you got everybody else down there plays defense other than him. So they're gonna let him do what he does, right? They're gonna say, "Yo, just play Steph Curry defense, and we'll take care of everything else." That's basically.
Bam Adebayo's on the first thing smoking out of there.
You know what? I think Bam's leaving regardless. He doesn't. Like Udonis was saying how he felt like he could be the face of the team going forward. He's not staying there. I'm telling you, right? He's going to leave. And I'm gonna tell you what possibility where he could end up going is the Boston Celtics, because him and I think not Tatum, or Jalen, one of them he's really tight with. He's really tight with, and I know
he gets everybody.
And I know we can't get everybody. Well, I'm not saying we can
get everybody. Then
I'm not saying we can get everybody, but what I'm saying though is, Miami wants to start over. So we have some draft picks and we have some young players that we send out of Miami, and they can do whatever they want to do. If they want to flip them, send them somewhere else, whatever the case may be. But if you're going to go young, go young. Don't just go halfway if you're going to do that. Because again, if you do that, if you bring Dame down there, you're losing something. You might end up losing Jimmy Butler because he's going to be a free agent. And if Miami's going, if you're saying Milwaukee Bucks blows it up, now he can basically go where he wants to go once he leaves Milwaukee, which would probably be, he probably would end up going somewhere like to the Golden State Warriors, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because he's going to a team that has an opportunity to maybe win a title.
Jimmy Butler?
Yeah. Jimmy Butler. Because
I'm sending Jimmy Butler to Portland. I'm sending Jimmy Butler to Seattle.
Yo. So
you're saying that Jimmy Butler can work well with DeAndre Ayton? I don't care. That's the whole thing. Jimmy Butler is out of pocket. And it's time for him to go, so I'm sending him to Portland.
So is Portland like Cleveland? But then Portland does. What did Portland give up? Because if he goes, listen. Let's say that happens, right?
Let's just make it fair. Let's send him to Golden State, so he got to play with Draymond. Yeah.
I'm just saying, if you send him to Portland, he gonna He won't be in Portland 24 hours before somebody try to get him. And
I mean,
and I'm gonna say,
you know, the thing is, you know what? I don't know Jimmy Butler. They got an expansion team. I'd extend him and then getting the contract out there in Seattle.
I'm gonna tell you where Jimmy Butler needs to go, where he's had the most success in the NBA, and that's Philadelphia.
Chicago.
No, because if you listen to Derrick Rose said, "Yo, he was the reason why that team split up." He said he was a locker killer. That dude. If you heard Derrick Rose, if you read the article about Derrick Rose, and he was really blunt about it, he said we had a great team, but Jimmy Butler just didn't want to. He just didn't want to do what needed to be done. He was all about himself. But I'm just saying, the most success he had for real, was with the Sixers. And if you put him with that team right now, that makes him really good. And you can almost say you can almost say to Embiid, yo, just relax, get yourself together, and come back when you come back. Because with him and Paul George,
Paul George is there. He's fucking right in the locker room.
We don't know when Paul George is coming back. But
let me ask you a question, Ken.
Yes, sir.
If you say that Jimmy Butler was the problem in Philly, the first go around.
No, he wasn't.
Because he wasn't willing to carry his weight. What makes you think he could be a good fit this time?
Okay, so Jimmy Butler wasn't Jimmy Butler wasn't a problem in Philly. It was the coaching that they had. Jimmy Butler got there and said they went to a film study. They went to study some film, and they sat there and watched the film. Right? Nobody said nothing.
Did you say that other guy said?
Huh?
That was Derrick Rose from Chicago.
That was Derrick Rose when he was in Chicago.
You said the one of the guys just said that Butler wasn't really pulling his weight.
That was in Chicago.
That was Chicago.
And we got a Bulls fan on here. Did you Rich, did you hear about that? You read the article about what Derrick Rose said?
Yeah, we heard about Jimmy Butler while it was all going on, you know.
Okay.
He was still in the locker room, like, you know, and I hated that he had to go, but at the same time, Derrick Rose was the star, and then he ended up leaving first.
Yeah, but Rich, Curry, what I was saying though, he had his best success in Philly, right? Even though you had Ben Simmons there, but they still played great basketball, right? With Embiid being there, and he takes the pressure off of Embiid a little bit. But now I think they have a better coach in Nick Nurse, right? They have a better, well-rounded team. Even though Paul George hasn't played yet and Embiid hasn't played, but then he takes the pressure off of Maxey to have to do everything every night. It's just that what is the Sixers going to give up to get him? But again,
I just think he's on the wrong side of 30.
He might be on the wrong side of 30, but at the same token, though, if you go to a team that you got people to do a little, then you don't have to do a lot. And just give you an example of when Boston got Kevin Garnett, Kevin Garnett and Ray Allen in there. Now Paul Pierce didn't have to work as hard. Kevin Garnett didn't have to work as hard. Ray Allen didn't have to work as hard because now you got three guys that can give you 20 any given night. So you look at Philly and you add Embiid and you add Paul George in there, their workload is less if you bring Jimmy Butler in there. But only way Jimmy Butler ends up in Philly is like if you were to trade him to Portland because somebody's going to grab him up fast, quick, in a hurry. It's going to be less than 24 hours. They're going to be on the phone, yo, what do you want?
You mean like you're considered the Portland that came to Boston?
Yes, that's exactly what's going to happen with him.
Okay.
That's exactly what's going to happen with him. Mm-hmm. Because he still has, and the problem, like Curry was saying, Rich was saying, he got in his own way in Chicago. And I think once you get to that point where you're like, okay, all right, it ain't happening right now. So I have to figure out a way. I go to a team that has an opportunity to win a title. and you're gonna make sacrifices. You're gonna make sacrifices for that team. Um, and at the end of the day, for that team to win. And if you can make those sacrifices, then you'll be okay. You at the end of the year, you'll probably be right there. You'll be in the conference finals, or you'll be in the finals. And every time that Cleveland went to the finals with Jimmy, they were outclassed. They was outman. They was not. They to me they wasn't a better team to come out of the East. They just was the team that mucks it up and make you play a different type of basketball. So that's what I'm saying. That to me, I think that would be the perfect spot for him. Um,
I think the Miami Heat would be tip of the depth to call it and also for the Jimmy Butler. You remember Pat Riley called him out. Said, hey man, I think we play more games. So don't even be talking about what you can do unless you out there playing.
exactly.
And when your GM calls you out like that, that's saying a lot, especially from Pat Riley, because Pat Riley carries a lot of stuff
Yes,
around
it does.
the NBA, and a lot of people believe in what he says because when he speaks, people listen.
Yeah. Slick Hair Willie got a lot. He has a lot of he has a lot of leverage in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Because he won as he won as a player, and he won as a coach. You know what I'm saying? He's been around a long time.
Yes.
So whatever he says,
You want as a GM?
It's a GM. You gotta give it to him.
He's won NBA championship as a coach in two different places. He went to Lakers and the Heat.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But he didn't get a chance to win a national championship in college because he lost to Texas Western Miners.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's all right.
The first starting black players in NCAA history. But anyway, I mean, he has credibility. You know what I'm saying? He told him, he said, "Yo, you can't talk about winning if you're not on the floor." But
Exactly.
But let me ask you guys this question though. Jimmy Butler was low managing the whole season. So whose fault is that? Is that the coach's fault? Is that the GM's fault? Because if your guy can play or not. Jimmy had a freak accident against Philadelphia. Or other than that, he would have been playing against Boston. Now, would he been able to do what what he did all year long? Probably not, because he did low management. We saw what happened with all them guys that had low management. They couldn't play the top the peak of their game. But again, who do you blame? Do you blame the GM? Do you blame the coach? Do you blame the player? You know, because now
NBA culture.
And I don't disagree with that, because you know what now? This is how I was reading something. They said now when a player is scratched out of a game and he's hurt, the coaches can't even go talk to him. The coaches can't go to him and say, "Yo, are you really hurt? Can you play? Can you really play? How hurt are you?" They can't do that no more. They can't do that no more.
They should be able to know.
And they should be able to do that, because now it's about you or is it about the team? You know, and
who makes more money, the coach or the player?
the player makes more money. But I'm gonna tell you who the
And that's what it's about.
I'm gonna tell you who made that statement was Stoudemire when he was coaching with Brooklyn, and it was Kyrie. I think it was Kyrie. They said basically we could never have a game plan because we didn't know if he's playing or not playing. He said, and if he wasn't playing, we can't go to him and say, "Yo, what's really wrong with you? Can you get through this game, or can you get through that game?" And so that's why when his contract was up, he left Brooklyn on first thing smoking. He went straight down I-95 somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? But that's how the NBA is now. That's how the NBA is now. Real quick, guys.
I'm okay with low management because you got some older players and youth factory and travel and all that good stuff. They should get a day off here and there. Just like baseball players, they get days off. But as far as low management in basketball, it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be past the season. You should at least be playing at least 65, 70 games. If you sit there playing anywhere from 40 to 50, 55 games, then you're not being very productive.
Exactly, and they said to the league, and I even when they came out with the league and said 65 games is the bare minimum you got to play to be awarded All-Star. I mean, NBA anything, any type of award, right? So Kyrie, Kawhi Leonard said, I don't care about that no more. I got my money, so I don't care. You know what I'm saying? I know that's in the back of his mind. He maybe didn't come out and say it, but the guys now are saying, I don't really care about that no more because it's all about me making money. And the thing about it is, the more money you make, the more they expect out of you when you play the game of basketball. And the only problem I have about load management is this right here. And what the Spurs just do, like Pac would not play Duncan against Philly and teams like that. They would come east and they wouldn't even get on the plane to come to east. They wouldn't even get on the plane. And the problem I had with that was, if you're a fan of the Spurs and the only time you see the Spurs is in Philly and you don't see your best players playing, I'm upset about that because now I spent all this money to come see this team play, and now the tickets are not that cheap no more. You know what I'm saying? You're paying almost, I'm gonna say close to $500, $600 to go see a team play if you just 2 tickets. And we ain't talking about the food. We ain't talking about the beverages you drink. We're not talking about the hotel. We're not even talking about the gas you spent. So when you do all that kind of stuff and you don't see your All-Stars playing, that pisses you off. Now, if you want to load management at home, that's fine. But when you get on the road, I have an issue with that because you're cheating the fans out of the opportunity to see you play. That's all I'm saying.
I got a problem with it too.
It's a serious problem. It really is. Go ahead.
My problem is they haven't changed the amount of games that had to be played in an NBA season in quite a long time. They've been 82 games for decades now. And in that time, you have players that played 82 games. If they were healthy, they played 82 games. They didn't make nearly as much money, and they played 82 games. Now you have these dudes that make tons of money. I think the lowest paying job I might think is like $5 million or something. It doesn't even matter. The problem with it is that the more money you make, the less work you have to do. Yeah. And that to me is backwards. You make all this money, so now you got to go out here and perform for 82 games unless you're injured.
Exactly.
I don't. These boys are coddled by the NBA. They are so coddled. They are soft.
Who can we blame that on?
I mean, I blame it on the league. I blame it on the players for crying all the time. I blame it on Michael Jordan to a degree because that's when the fouling changed. Like after he got beat up by the Pistons and he cried and cried and cried, and I'm a Bulls fan, but then if you tapped him on his wrist after he got hot, then it was foul. And then that's when the face of the NBA started becoming a thing. Because before that, it wasn't Bird or Magic. It was both of them, and it was Showtime. So you had 2 teams that held up the NBA. Well, now you got one guy. And then who was after him? Kobe or Shaq or whoever. And then LeBron. And now we're coming into a new phase. And so who's the leader of the NBA? We don't really know yet. But they're trying to do Jason Tatum like that. They're trying to do they're trying to get Paolo in there a little bit. There's quite a few. But it's about the how it looks on television.
Right.
Yeah. Like it's entertainment now, and it's whack.
And that's the part I don't like, the entertainment part. I don't like it being entertainment. Let it be a game because you should not be able to dictate. You should not be able to dictate who wins the game. And Rich, look at it like this, right? So when Bill Russell was playing, I think it was still 82 games then, but you played teams more. But these guys played basketball, left and went and got another job because the money wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? And so you fast forward and now look at the money that the guys on the bench are getting that don't even the 12 and 11 man getting, you know, and they're getting paid nice, handsomely. You know what I'm saying? But and I'm not saying the quality of basketball hasn't changed. The quality of basketball probably is better now because you spend all year you did spend all year practicing it, you know, other than maybe two weeks to 3 weeks off all year long. But again,
these dudes are athletes.
Yeah, again, you said, you know, this is the only game that the number of games haven't changed other than the 82 games. Now the playoffs have changed because the first round was 3 out of 5, second round was 3 out of 5, and then I think the divisional round became 7, and then the conference has 7, and then the championship became 7. But now all the series are 7 games, and again, I think that for real, all of them shouldn't be 7 games. If you get into the play-in game, it should be 3 out of 5 and be done with it. You know what I'm saying? Why should they have a 7-game series for a team that deliberately went into a playoff game because they knew that they had a better chance to play teams like Mo. What year was it that Boston had the number 1 seed and they was fighting to play them? But they didn't have the playing game. But somebody was fighting to get that to get the lowest seed to play them. I can't remember if it was Philly or whoever. I can't remember who it was.
It was the Heat.
Okay, and they spanked them in that series right there. But again, so that's what I'm saying. So that should be a best 3 out of 5. Okay, give me your bet. It should be a 5-game series. It shouldn't be no 7-game series because teams are doing that. And the quality of basketball is probably better, right? You look at it now, you don't have that many back-to-back games no more. You get a whole week off for All-Star break. You know what I'm saying? You get to travel on your own plane. Before they had to travel with people when they're playing. Now you get your own travel. You get to bring your own. You get to bring your own cook. Everything you can bring whoever you want to bring. I mean, it costs a nice penny, but you can bring whoever you want to bring. Your own trainer, whatever the case may be. So they're being coddled.
Well,
as Curry said, I mean, as Rich said. Go ahead, Rich.
I also think that this in-season tournament
that's a waste.
Should be time off too.
That's a waste.
I think if you're going to do the tournament, or let's do a tournament, I think it should be the bottom team, not any of the top teams, because they got a tournament coming. So for bottom teams, the bottom whatever, y'all can have a little in-season tournament, win you a little mid-season title, get the top teams some time off, and then I would go right in the All-Star break.
But how about we do? How about we do this though? How about they have an in-season tournament at the end of the season for the number 1 picks that are let them be in the lottery pick, let it be in the bounce of the balls because we know that's already fixed for certain teams to get who they want to get. That right there,
I would totally be okay with that.
That would be exciting right there. Whoever you got on your and the thing about it, if you got somebody that's on IR, they gotta be within a couple of days of playing those games before you can put them back on your roster, right? And you can go back and say, okay, if you do low management, this guy, he got to be able to play. He got to play at least 50 games to be eligible to play in a tournament. You know what I'm saying? That right there makes it exciting because now that team that you have, who may not be the same team you have at the end of the year, but you're fighting to get the number one pick, where the lottery just is it bounced all over the place. Cleveland don't get nobody. I mean, Cleveland got everybody. Who was it? Detroit, who should have got the number one pick this year, didn't get nobody. Come on, man. That's that. If you want to make it fun, let's make it fun. You know what I'm saying? That to me, that's fun. Even if you want to do, even if you want to do the draft, like I said, you do the lottery pick at the end of the season, runs into the playoffs. Now everybody, but not they're not playing the same amount of games, but you're playing for something. You're really playing for something. And if you got guys hurt, you got guys hurt. But I guarantee you, and you tell the teams, okay, if we go into the playoff game, we're playing to get the number one pick. Let's ante some money up. Like tell the league, say ante up. Okay, everybody gets $2 million when you advance. If you get to the championship games, you get another $5 million on top of a trophy that you won, and now you get your lot. Now you get a lottery pick. Now you know who gets a lottery pick. So now you sit there and say, okay, well, let me see if I can trade this lottery pick to somebody else to get this player, that player. That makes the game more exciting because again, the ping pong balls has been fixed ever since I saw it, and I just think, and I agree with you, Rich, on a lot of stuff you're saying. I really do. Real quick, guys, before we go to was it Curry or was it Mo? I think it was Curry. But real quick before we go there, what's your guys' take on Joel Embiid situation in the locker room? I think it kind of got real ugly. I don't know exactly what all was said, but it don't look good on Embiid's side of whatever. Because I know the guy said something about his family member. I don't know exactly what it was. Anybody know exactly what was said by any chance? Okay, let me see if I can pull this thing up.
He said, I'm a cry baby. I'm not going to play until I'm ready.
Is that what he said, for real? You paraphrasing.
You got to keep it mad. You don't like Philly. I thought you right. You don't want me to talk about it.
Let me see. Somebody tell me. I don't know what was said, and I'm looking at this.
So, it said that the columnist is Embiid's son and his late brother, while questioning Embiid's professionalism and effort to stay in shape.
So what they got to do with his brother? His brother passed away, right?
Yeah.
And his son. Mm-hmm. So what does that have to do with him playing basketball? Yeah. I'm a little confused on that one. So let me play. So there's a place reporter. Let me play this clip real quick. Let me see what this clip says.
We go to the locker room. Joel is seated in there. Marcus Hayes, who everyone knows, was on Joel's radar this week. Gave a lengthy quote, taking shots at him yesterday. Marcus was present in the locker room, and the second that Joel realized he was there, got into a verbal back and forth. Obviously, we can't repeat many of the words that were said on the show. The basic gist of it was basically, you can say I suck. You can say whatever you want about me as a player. Don't ever put my dead brother's name in your mouth. Don't talk about my family. Don't bring them into this. You want to talk to me like a man and talk to me about basketball. That's different. But if you ever talk about my family again, we're going to have real problems. They go kind of back and forth. And at some point, let's say 90 seconds to 2 minutes into this back and forth, Joel shoves him. Team security steps in. Players kind of surround the situation, and everyone kind of dispersed. During all this, am standing directly behind Joel because we were supposed to be talking to Tyrese Maxey post game, and Tyrese was just kind of sitting there like, what the hell do I do kind of thing. And I think it's been a what the hell do I do for every single other person in the immediate orbit immediately after? So that's kind of just what it is, but a lot of animosity there, and it's
All right. So reading the article, it says here that also at one point Hayes offered apologies, but Embiid declined it. That's not the effing first time the Sixers star said Embiid would later say that he does not care what reporters say. Hayes responded, "But you do." At this point, Embiid reportedly raised his voice, and then shove came not long after. The two were separated from their team. Security asked reporters not to report what had happened between the two of them, but Embiid claimed he don't care. They can do whatever they want. Embiid said, "I don't give a shit." So him shoving the reporter, he's probably gonna get a fine for that. He's probably gonna get suspended for that. But
And that suspension is, depending on how the NBA looks at it, if they investigate it, they can either give them a fine, a slap on the wrist, like 4-game suspension, or potentially, depending on what the NBA knows from their sources, when they do these types of investigations, depending on the information they get out from the reporter, Embiid, and teammates, we might see him gone for the rest of the season. But we won't know anything until the NBA finishes their investigation.
But you know what this also means, right?
tell us.
Joel Embiid now hates Philly just like me.
And here's the other thing with it, too. And every NBA player, when they sign a contract, rookie or like LeBron, there's always an agreement within each player's contract where the reporter is allowed to say or ask a question that feels right to them to ask the player.
But I'm gonna say this though, family is off limits. It's just that because now you taking the athlete out of his element, and now you bring his family into it. I don't know what he said about his brother or his son, but if that's what caused him to go off, I respect him for that. I just don't respect the way he went about it. He could have said what he want to say without even touching the guy. But it sounds like there's some past history between him and this guy as well, you know. And you know how passionate the Philadelphia 76ers fans are about their basketball. And no fan that I know of is not they're not happy with what's going on with them. Even with the fine that they got for Embiid, because how you play in the Olympics and you come back and you're not ready to play in the NBA. And the same thing goes with Kawhi Leonard. You know, how do you think you're gonna play for the Olympic team? Your knees messed up, but now you want to now you're not gonna play for the team that pays you. To me, that makes no sense. But then again, this is why I go back and say that I don't like the NBA players playing in the Olympics. You should be the guys from the G League, college, or first year pros. It shouldn't be the veteran guys play because again. And then you look at the whole thing with Embiid. First of all, Embiid was supposed to be playing with France, okay, which he said that the next Olympics he's gonna play with France, which he got dual citizenship with France, but he's from Africa, but he won't play for that team. I'm totally confused with that situation right there. But again, I think that
I think they're gonna play. I don't think Cameroon will qualify.
You said you don't. Well,
I mean,
but I know Cameron didn't qualify, but I'm just saying he never once ever thought about playing for them. You know.
But if they ain't got a team,
but they do have a team.
How you gonna play for them?
They do have a team. They just didn't qualify for the Olympics, and he knew that.
If they didn't qualify. No,
but I'm saying the next go around, he could, if they qualify, he could play for them. but he's never mentioned playing for them. He's talking about playing for France. But again,
And these all Benson is robbed the Sixers. And so he's robbing them too.
Hey, this altercation with him and the reporter, did this happen right after the game?
I got robbed in Philly.
It might have after a game, but Embiid didn't play at all this season. Embiid came out and said,
No.
I will never play back-to-backs for the rest of my career. And now there's something wrong with his knee. He got scratched first game. And so the problem is that they didn't inform the NBA of him being hurt. And so that's where the fine came in for him not being able to play, because there's certain guidelines that you had to go by, and the Sixers didn't go by those guidelines. So that's why they got fined. But the thing about it is, though, is that go ahead, Rich.
He saw Ben Simmons rob the Sixers. Like, he robbed them. He stuck them up, and I'm crazy. I need to go sit down. And now he's doing the same thing.
But this is the guy that probably got on the. But this is the same guy that got on the phone and called Paul George and said, "Yo, come here and let's be great." I guarantee there was a conversation between them two.
He don't want to go down there so he can replace him. He did that on live TV.
No, he did, but he did it prior to that. He did it prior to that on live TV. I was gonna bring up he did it on live TV.
He did it on live TV.
Right, and
that he was still on the contract with the Clippers.
And the thing about it is that's tampering, and nothing happened to him.
I don't understand why he didn't just call Kawhi.
He probably did call Kawhi. I mean, not Kawhi. He did call Paul George probably and said, "Yo, come on with us. Come make us great. Come make us great."
We ended up about to change the subject. South Carolina and Michigan just started women.
Basketball or football?
Basketball. Women don't play football on TV.
I didn't know if it was women or men. Right. You just said basketball. You said South Carolina.
Yeah, college basketball starts tonight.
Oh, okay. All right. So Curry, topic. What you got for us? Curry, what topic you got for us?
Oh no, I don't have one.
All right, let's move on to Mo. Mo, what you got for us?
All right, I got a topic that's really close to my heart. And I need everybody to answer this truthfully. Okay. I'm joking. So the question is, fantasy football changed the way that you watch football going forward?
Oh my God, yes. I can say yes about that.
Well, I didn't hear that. It kind of broke up on me.
He said, "Does fantasy football change the way you watch football now?"
Okay.
I said absolutely yes.
Yes.
Because
does anybody say no? I
haven't got into any fantasy league, so it wouldn't change me in one bit.
It changed the total way that I watch football. I used to just watch the Steelers and then my favorite players.
Mm-hmm.
I can see that. I can see that because you'll watch teams that you normally wouldn't watch because you have an interest for the outcome of that game. I can see that. But I'm just a football fan. I'll watch a football game. It could be Cleveland Browns playing the Cleveland Indians. I'll probably watch it.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't even know what the Cleveland Indians, but okay.
Mo,
I know we're talking about football, but okay.
but Mo, I definitely. Now I'm gonna say this: I'm not as serious about football as I used to be because before I had to be home at 1 o'clock, right, to watch football.
Right.
Now that I got on my phone, I can go out to dinner, I can go this place and go that place and watch the game. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about it is because of fantasy football, now I watch almost every. Only game that I might miss is that late game on Sunday nights. I might, if it's a boring game, I might miss some of it. I might turn.
Right.
If I got a player that's playing, I might watch it a little bit and see what's going on with him, or why he didn't get the ball, or why that didn't happen. So yeah, it definitely changed my outlook on how to watch watching professional football. Now basketball is a different story.
Exactly.
I'm just a Celtic fan, and I watch other teams play. I mean, I've tried to watch. I watched the who was it playing last night? I think Magic was playing somebody. Denver. I think it's playing Denver. I kind of watched some of that. But
I can't remember. You in fantasy league in basketball?
yep,
Yeah.
I have two teams.
I wouldn't know what.
I have two teams, and the thing about
I've
it
done
is,
fantasy basketball, I've done fantasy baseball. Nothing is like fantasy football, though.
I can't do
Yeah,
I can't do baseball.
Baseball would be the hardest.
Yeah, I think baseball is the hardest because
Well, there's some leagues that you can do weekly. You spend a lot of weekly.
okay. 'Cause I'm going to say like with basketball, I do it weekly. What you need to worry about is guys that's sitting out certain games. Like I have Murray for Denver. That dude's been sitting out for a minute. I have Kelly Olynyk. He's been sitting out for a minute. I'm ready to cut Kelly Olynyk because he got back.
Why do you cut Kelly Olynyk?
Because he gets rebounds.
Yeah.
That's why I got him for rebounds.
So the only thing that's tougher than fantasy baseball is fantasy hockey. Oh, good Lord.
Oh man.
Yeah, fantasy everything. Fantasy hockey is a whole different ball game.
Well, look, they betting on the
fantasy hockey is lit.
They betting on the damn president. So, nothing's off limits these days. Nothing.
No, we didn't talk about betting. That's a whole different.
No, I'm just saying though. I'm just saying. Yo, yeah.
But I'm saying, hockey there. That's a totally different conversation.
Yeah, I wouldn't even know where to start with hockey. I would be clueless. I would put it on.
Pick the top.
I would put it on fantasy. I put the auto draft on, and I'll try to figure it out from there.
All right. Do that.
I'll be honest. I would put on auto draft, and the thing about it is, like, so we got a football league. I'm in another football league. I got two more football leagues on ESPN. I got two basketball leagues on fantasy on ESPN, and then I got three pick'ems. Right, I got the ones we made up. I got one for another chat room, and I got the one for Patrick. So I'll be all over the place.
Guys, this is why Jeff can't make the show anymore. He's fantasied out.
And the thing about it is
you got too much time on your hands.
No, I don't have enough time on my hands. I'll be, man. Look, I come home, I'll be like, okay. The worst part of it is when it comes to I forget about the Thursday night football game. I go back and say, oh my goodness, this dude's out. Now, if I can look at things before it happens, like this week, I got my team set. I got a couple of good dudes on the bye. I got half the San Francisco 49ers wide receiver core on a bye, so I'll bring them back. I got Parasol in one of my leagues. I think he'll do well. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, especially when the rabbit got the gun. And the main one that I have, I had Mario Cooper to start, and he was questioned. I said, and then I looked at the guy that I was playing against had Matt Stafford as quarterback. I said, oh, I'm putting Robinson in here. I already got Robinson. I got the running back. I said, oh yeah. So when he throw to them guys, I'm good. If he throw to that guy, I'm good. And you know, I ended up winning because he threw Robinson. I think Robinson had 3 touchdowns last night or something like that. So it's a lot of fun. You just gotta remember to do what you gotta do before the league.
Intelligent.
Like the sleeper league, that's a little tough for me because I'm not using the format, but I'm saying next year, oh, watch out for me. Now I didn't got a taste of it too. Yeah, I'm coming at everybody.
Yeah.
So Mo,
It's no different.
Mo, is that your topic?
Yeah, that was my topic. But the biggest thing I wanted to talk about with it is that football has found a way to market fantasy football. But even better, have you seen the commercials about food? They are hilarious.
About
Like, Gary, what are you eating?
Oh yeah.
And now they have all the commercials about Taco Bell. They're selling everything. Football has found out how to market themselves so well. People don't even remember Colin Kaepernick anymore. Right? This football can come out and talk about MAGA. We ain't even heard about his fine yet.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm last up. I got about 15 minutes left. And I gotta say this. How about them Dodgers, baby? How about them Dodgers? That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. So Mo, let me ask you a question. Did the Yankees choke or what?
We choked game 5, but I mean, we didn't choke the series. Y'all beat us.
So let me ask you a question. I don't watch it. I didn't watch the Yankees all through the season. I did watch when they played the Dodgers during the season. But was that their downfall? Was the defensive side of the baseball that caused them to have games where they lapsed most of the time?
No. It was defense. It was base running.
Okay.
Base running was so terrible this year.
Okay. So with that being said, so do you have a problem with what Soto said about I'm open for anybody and everybody. Just throw me the money and see what's gonna happen.
No, not whatsoever. He was saying, "Give me the money."
Do you think the Yankees gonna show him the money?
I think Al Steinbrenner is a totally different guy. I don't think he's gonna outbid everybody like George Steinbrenner would have.
Mm-hmm.
And I would not be surprised if we don't bring Soto back, because we realize that our biggest thing is defense. That's why we lost. That's why we lost the World Series.
Okay.
And we need a leader. Even though Jersey's the captain, we need a leader. Soto is a great player, but he wasn't the guy to bring everybody together.
So we got a whole panel of people on here. So I want to ask everybody. I'm start with Curry. Where do you think Soto might end up going?
Oh man, he's straight up with the Padres.
Huh?
The Padres.
You think he's going back?
I agree with Curry.
You think he's going back to the Padres?
If he doesn't go to the Yankees, he's going to the Padres.
He's not
the kind of guy that goes, if I can't beat him, I'm going to join him.
He's not going back to the Padres. They didn't.
Hey, wait a minute, hold up before you go into first. Didn't he say he was open to everybody?
He's not. But the Padres.
It don't matter. Hey, you can show me that almighty dollar, man. He'll go anywhere he wants to. He goes to Chicago White Sox for money, right?
I'm gonna say this. I'm putting it down here, but he's not going back to the Padres because they traded him for a reason, right?
Nope.
Because there was issues in the locker room with him and what's the boy name, the first baseman they got there, Manny
Machado.
Yeah.
Third baseman.
Curry says the Padres.
Is he a third baseman?
Yeah,
He's a third baseman.
third baseman.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Then he was trying to list a third
Yeah,
baseman.
they didn't say first baseman, did I? Did I say first baseman?
Yeah, you said first baseman.
Okay. Mo, where's he going?
He doesn't resign with the Yankees. He's going to the Padres.
All right.
And the only reason I say that is because of this. When he left San Diego, he said it was sad that he didn't win with San Diego. I think now that they actually had a good season this year, they see him as a missing piece and bring him back.
Okay.
He's going to Boston.
Rich said he's going to Boston. Rich says Boston. Red Sox.
That's Rich right there.
Matthew, where's he going?
I think I'm going to San Francisco Giants.
Nope. Ain't happening. Nope. Some about San Fran. Nobody wants to go there. They offered the most money.
Now, hold on now.
Go ahead.
They did get new management.
It ain't about the management.
They didn't get management or men.
Okay. All right. Lou.
As much as I hate to say it, I heard before about that. You might be going to the first, you might go first to be next.
I got my money. I got my money on him. I got my money on him going to the Mets. Only if the Dodgers sign Hernandez back, he goes to the Mets.
Right. Yes.
I got him going to the Mets. Because look at the Mets.
Yeah.
Look at the Mets. They're right there. They're knocking on the door. Now I'm gonna say this though. Not the Padres. The Braves are gonna be back next year. They're gonna be healthier. I don't think they go through the same issue they went through this year. So, but the Mets was playing good baseball all the way to the end, and we're gonna see. Your boy Cole, he said, "I'm staying here in New York. I'm not leaving." He pitched one hell of a game.
No, that's not what he said.
No, he opted out. He opted out of his he opted out of his contract, and they said he's gonna sign a new deal with them.
No, Yankees have extended. All they had to do is pick up his $36 million to 2029.
But they say I read that he opted out of the contract to sign a new deal.
Yeah, he opted out for the Yankees to add $36 million into 2029.
Okay. So that's what we got here. So we got I said the Mets. Only if the Dodgers sign Hernandez back, which is going to be up in the air. And if they can sign Hernandez back for less money than what he's asking for, because they have an opportunity to probably go back to the World Series, there's a possibility that Soto may come there because they don't care about money in LA. They don't care. They don't care. But I think.
And you do know who the Giants signed?
Who did John sign?
With the management, they got Buster Posey as their president of baseball operations, and their GM is Zach Menezes.
I mean, it's a possibility, but then again, you had guys that they was offering more money for, and they would not even go and take a visit. So that says something about your organization as a whole. So let me see. Who do y'all think who do you think could be the wild card that could probably get him? Lou, who do you think that could be? Some team out of the blue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Wolf. I don't think there is. I'm going to stick with the Mets.
Okay. Curry, who you think that could be a wild card team for them?
I don't know. Maybe go and stay in the division and go down to Baltimore.
Warriors.
I was thinking the same thing, Curry. You want real? Really?
Mo, you said the Orioles too?
Yeah, because they want to hurt the Yankees and they want to get a leader. That's what they need.
Ooh.
For that, he's starting the Red Sox. They're in them too.
Rich.
Baltimore is much better than Boston.
Rich, wild card team.
Well, thank goodness. Yes.
Who would be the wild card team
This year?
Yeah, who do you think would be the wild card team
Coming up?
that could get Soto?
Oh, the wild card team? Yeah, I'd probably say Baltimore too. That's the. But they're right there. And I mean, they did have pitching struggle down at the end. They're back. They get healthy, but they were out of space. Like Soto can, fit somewhere in the middle of that lineup. 5. Not even. He can't even. I'd say 3, 4. I think he can really help them.
So you guys think he stays in the American League?
No. He's not coming to Boston for real. Like, nobody wants to come to Boston. I think San Diego's a good call.
I got a toss up between Kansas City Royals and Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto got a lot of money to spend.
They all got money in baseball.
And
Toronto's trash.
They were 39-42 at home, so they were like 3 games below 500 at home, and they're 35-46 on the road. So they have to fix the road. They're the third, fourth.
I think it's a Toronto if he does go. He will have to deal with that tax up there. That's why Leonard left the Raptors, was because even though they were offering him everything, he didn't want to deal with that tax. That they pulled out of that big contract that they offered him.
I'm gonna go with the Royals. I'm gonna go with the Kansas City Royals. 86 and 76.
Okay.
They made the playoffs, so that's what I'm going with, man.
I'll go with the Orioles.
Okay, he said Lou's going with the Orioles now.
And the backup.
I'm gonna put that on Facebook. See what we get, guys. We're down to like 2 minutes and some change. Rich, hit me up tomorrow. Remind me I don't think we have basketball practice tomorrow because the kids are out of school, and if they're out of school, they don't have practice. But so I should be free tomorrow to take care of what needs to be taken care of. We missed Dana today. I know what I had to tell you, Mo. So my brother and my nephew are all Dodger fans, right? So I called my brother up. I said, "Yo, I'm trying to get the gear tonight." He said, "No, I'll get the gear." He said, "You got the Boston gear. I get the Dodger gear." I said, "Man, don't have me waiting over a week." I said, "Because if you do, I'm gonna get my own stuff. Because them hats is nice. Them hats is real nice. Yeah, them hats is real nice.
Okay.
They're real nice. Real nice. All right, guys. Appreciate y'all hanging out with me tonight. For November, we should be good for every Monday night. I think we might start. I think every other night, because I think we start practice. We go from 4 to 6, and then we go 6 to 8. But if we go 4 to 6, then what we can do is we can still go 6:30. We'll just go 6:30 to 8:30. Only thing we're doing is missing a half an hour of the football game, so that shouldn't be too bad for you guys. Wait a minute. What'd y'all say? What? One person at a time.
I said Dodgers and Rams next Monday night.
Who Rams play who Monday night?
Dolphins and Rams.
Oh yeah.
You put a lot of names on football.
Hey, listen. I think the Rams got a chance, man. I really do think they got a chance. I think they got a chance. I see them.
I think the Rams win that easily.
I think they lose. I think I see them losing 2 games. Possibly Buffalo and Buffalo and the Eagles. Maybe it could be 3 because I think they play the Jets at home and the weather is not going to be good. And you know how they try to get out that weather real quick. So I'm looking
for the Rams.
Yeah.
We gonna reach off. Y'all got beating up San Francisco.
Oh yeah, we coming.
You bugging, Cav?
We sweeping y'all.
How they go with the Dolphins?
We sweeping y'all.
Right. Y'all sweeping us.
Yeah, we sweeping y'all this year. That defense look good.
Hey, you know what though?
Yes.
I like that kind of talk because then I got a couple of dollars. I ain't got a whole lot.
Oh, I don't bet. I don't bet on nothing. I don't play.
Cameron, I'm on the phone.
Not the brother. I don't bet. That's why I keep I barely buy scratch off.
Brother, you can't say these things and then not put a couple of hours behind it.
Yo, I tell you what we can do though. If the Dodgers, if the Rams win, we can exchange Facebook profile pictures, or I can come to your house and give you a Ram shirt, and you have to wear it on the show. And if San Francisco win, I'll wear a San Francisco shirt. We can do that.
That'll work.
Okay.
I can do that.
Okay.
So what you want on the Dolphins game next week?
Nothing, because we're gonna win.
Okay.
Okay.
Fine.
That's
fair enough.
I'm just saying.
I'm so glad I ain't wearing a Dodgers jersey.
I'm just saying, Dodgers, baby. Dodgers. Yeah, we're gonna play. We're gonna play some inspirational football because we're not sellers. We're not sellers, and we should be a buyer. But if I'm looking at them, I'm trying to bring in another offensive lineman if possible. So, and actually next week we probably can talk about the trades that's going to happen tomorrow if they do happen. If any trades does happen, who's a buyer? We should talk about today who's a buyer, who's a seller. But we'll see what happens.
I think the Buffalo trades have already been made.
I think so too. I know Zadarius Thomas' name has been brought up today again, going to Detroit, but they're saying what they want for him is too steep. They don't want to give up a lot. Detroit's not trying to give up a lot for him. But to be honest with you, I think they can win the NFC East without. They can win the NFC. They can go to the Super Bowl without my man. In my personal opinion, I think they showed it yesterday in the rain against Green Bay that they can play in any type of weather. They ain't playing snow yet, but they won't play in snow because the schedule was fixed for them to be in the situation they're in right now. So I don't know. All right, guys, man, y'all have a good night. Be blessed. Mo, are you watching the game yet? Yeah, he's already watching the game.
No, not yet. Okay. What game? That's about 8:15?
No, it's on now. It's 32-24 first quarter. They gave up 30.
You're talking about the Celtics game.
Yeah. What other game?
Man, I ain't watching that right now. They beating everybody.
No, they ain't beating everybody.
He was playing 9. Who? Tar Heels. See,
I gotta find me. Y'all gotta somebody gotta give me a basketball team because I know UCLA ain't gonna be good, and the Warriors is gonna be. The Warriors would never see another championship as long as it'll never happen.
I would rather not be a Tar Heel fan because we don't need any bandwagon.
Trust and believe me. Trust and believe me. There's not one team in the ACC I would root for other than probably the Miami Hurricanes. Other than that,
big game.
I can't stand Duke. I can't stand North Carolina because I think the ACC is overrated anyway.
I say ACC is overrated when you have teams in the top every year. I think the most championships.
Who won the last 3 championships?
I'm talking about total.
Oh, that's but see, now you see, then you can go see, then you can be like Mo and say that the Yankees got all those championships, but I we talk about recent history, because last time I checked, they didn't win.
Okay.
They haven't won in a
Well,
while.
Kevin, don't you do the same thing?
No, I don't.
Yes, you do. And I'm gonna call you out. I wasn't gonna say this.
I never.
I'm gonna have to call you out. You said when the Celtics won, we got 18. We got 18.
But I don't talk about those. I talk about the recent ones. I don't. When I have a conversation, I don't like. I like UCLA Bruins, where they got 11, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I'm missing some on my banner. But I already talked about it recently. I talk about recent stuff. I don't talk about the Celtics in the 18 titles unless somebody brings it up. I'm like, if they say something negative about, well, Bill Russell ain't playing nobody, or I'm like, what you mean he ain't playing nobody? He had to play against Will Chamberlain, Connie Hawkins, and them guys. Like, come on, man, stop with that nonsense. But
the person you talk to nowadays actually Bill Russell play.
And the thing about it is, even if you tell them I watched the game the other night. Well, I was watching something on TV about Bill Russell playing, and even being recorded, you can't understand the magnitude of the game because it's recorded. You had to be there to see it. Like, example, Michael Jordan. You had to be alive to see him play to understand how great that guy was. You know what I'm saying? And the younger people don't know that, because when they see, they're like, oh, that wasn't nothing. But you had to be alive to see how great he was. Like Kobe. You had to be alive to see how great these guys are.
And even Dr. J.
Exactly. Dr. J was probably the only Sixer player I ever liked. He just wore the wrong uniform.
I heard Mo was a hooper too.
Who?
Mo. Murray.
Mo Cheeks.
Yeah, Mo. Yeah.
Okay. I won the Mo Cheeks. I won the Mo Cheeks guy. I won the Mo Cheeks guy. I was Tony Nate Archibald, JoJo White. Who else was point guard there back then? That was my 2 favorite point guards. So.
I heard Kate Hicks was a good hooper too.
Yeah, I could get it in every now and then. I could do my thing. I was quick and fast. I want to jump shooter though. My jump shot was not that good. I was good at free throws, but I was a hustler. I like playing defense. All right, guys. Appreciate you guys hanging out with me again tonight, man. Y'all be safe out there. Make sure you vote. Please vote. I'm not telling you who to vote for. I'm just telling you to vote, because you have people out here that don't want to vote because they don't like either person. And I'm not telling you who to vote for, but vote for somebody, because if you don't vote and then you want to give your opinion, I have no conversation for you whatsoever, because that's how important this is. And you have people that may not be born in the United States, but come to the United States and have opportunity to vote and won't vote because they don't like either person. And my personal opinion is this right here. You gotta believe in something. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't believe in something, then why are you here? Because there was a sacrifice that was made for you to be here. And with me, my family, my ancestors fought to be able to have the opportunity to vote. And I might have some of my family get killed, or whatever the case may be, to be able to allow me to vote. So that's why I'm going to vote every chance I get. When I was overseas in the military, I voted. Now, I don't know if my vote counted. I don't know if they took the paper and threw it in the ocean or whatever, but I know I voted. So I would never, ever ever discredit my family by not voting, because of what they had the struggle they had to go through to get here, to a country that they didn't want us in, first of all, but they made us come here. Now they don't want us here no more, but we're here to stay, and it is what it is. But again, everybody vote, and we'll see how things works out tomorrow. So you guys have a good night. God bless and be safe.
Thank you for listening to the Just Us Sports Talk Show. You have been entertained in the sports world by KD from Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, the small city with a large heart, Dana the Hater Clark from St. Petersburg, Florida, and Murray E. Baskerville from Be More Careful, Baltimore, Maryland. We throw stones and we do live in glass. Big time players make big time plays and big time games. Stay ready, be ready. You have been listening to an In the Zone Sports Talk radio production. You can hear us on StartFM.com on Saturdays from 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to download the G99 app on any smart device. In the Zone Sports Talk Television is $4.95. Thank you in advance for your support.